Happy Democracy Day, Nigerians. This is Matters Arising. On this edition, we shall be taking a look, as usual, some of those matters that arises in our polity, and there will be, taking a look at one or two angles that has not been generally discussed. The same issue, but one or two angles that has not been generally discussed. And one of these is the Emefiele, matter. Okay, recently we had the announcement the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has been suspended, and it started with that VIP arrest. He was arrested, taken in very beautiful Ilos to a waiting private jet. You can't, that kind of arrest, then you just know that a big man is being arrested. So it's not going to be like if it were a common man, no matter how innocent its case or how little the case is, by the time they bundle you, turn you upside down, then you begin to confess even what you didn't do. Well, that is not the topic for today. So on Matters Arising today, one of the angles that we're going to look at was Emefiele doing everything he did alone, without the consent of the former president? Did he do anything without the express approval and consent of the President Buhari? The answer is an obvious no. Now, I don't like it when people talk about when Kaba is taking something, when Kaba is doing something. If you are a president and a Kaba is more powerful than you, then you are not fit to be a president. As simple as that. Now that Emefiele have been caught, now we hear he have a lot of accounts. He has several accounts in many countries, and that is something that we are hearing now. And then especially when the president refused to cut this and nip this in the board, because a CBN governor bought 100 million naira presidential form, he pasted posters, he branded campaign vehicles, and as a matter of fact, at a point when people begin to drag him, he got some lawyers to go and defend his action. Now, every citizen of Nigeria have the right to vie for the highest office, but it is absolutely and morally wrong for somebody who is the governor of the Nigerian Central Bank to want to be president, and he did not resign. There is a stipulated time for public officers to resign before they even vie for any office. So I want to plead with new President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to please look into this matter and don't let it be swept under the carpet. Dear President, do not allow this to go in the way of the Dezani Madueke probe, the Dasuki probe. Do not let this be sensationalization of anti-corruption war. Let it be real. Let every Nigerian see that at least they fought one of it to the end. So, dear Mr. Emefiele, in fact, one of the things is that, when government wants to deal with you, the way they happen. He was arrested on Friday, so that means he will not leave that place until Monday. And then Monday, actually, it was a public holiday. So, dear Emefiele, I hear you are claiming you are sick. Oh, you were not sick when all these billions and trillions is being wasted. You are not sick when you made us hard blue and red to our naira, and then we couldn't even spend it. For those of you that are watching Matters Arising as I speak, how many of the new naira notes do you have in your pocket? How many? How many of those notes do you have? Now, the policy of cashless policy is not a bad thing, but the implementation of it and the timing actually show pure political interest in it. And if the president who was president, who has the capacity, the power, the authority, the constitutional enablement to fire and hire someone that is doing something like that did not. So I don't want to say it was weak, and I don't want to agree that it was some kind of capable, because like I've always said, if you are in position of authority and you have to blame some other people who are subordinate for your action, then you are not fit to be in that position. So Buhari should own up, and that's why I'm putting this on him. And I believe and I hope that the new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will do the needful, and this will not go the way of other high-profile corruption cases. So we must, and don't stop on central bank. Apart from looking into how much was spent to print the moribund new naira notes adventure, we have to look at many other things. The foreign exchange, the dollar racketeering, you have to look at that too. And we must look also into many of those places. You must look, dear President, you must look into what happened at NNPC, because NNPC has become a government on its own that till now, looking at NNPC book or asking question is like asking somebody to go and give you, to someone to light up, to give you fire beneath the ocean table. The NPC has become humongously unaccountable, and that is one other area. Then too, the latest, Nigeria here, when they went to rent one airplane from somewhere and they call it, dear President, and I don't know why the hurry was, somebody was there for 8 years and he couldn't do anything. So 3 days before the end of the tenure, the man ran and go and rent an airline from another country's own airline. Now, we are not belittling Ethiopian Airline for whatever. They are actually one of the best in the continent. But the truth is, how can a country go and hire aircraft from another country from their own airline that they own? Ethiopian Airline is owned by the Ethiopian government, and Nigerian government, through our aviation minister, went there to, as it has shown, discuss a deal for 8 years, and the deal did not sail through until 3 days before their time to leave, and then they brought in something to show us that this is Air Nigeria or Nigerian Air, put it whatever, from the time they call it Air Nigeria till they change it to Nigeria Air, as to my mind being a fraud. You remember the controversies around the logo design and all those things, and we have a new president who should look into many of these things. So dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want to wish you a very good tenure, and I want to wish you happy Democracy Day. But Emefiele, if there are people that help in this Hulaba Blue, please, not Hulaba Blue, I mean Hulaba Blue, just name them, so you don't die alone. Now I hear that you claim you are sick. I don't know why. Many of Nigerian big men, when they are embezzling our money, they don't fall sick. But when they finish embezzling and they got caught, that's when they get sick and they say, I am sick. Now they will now have all the diseases together in one day. They will have asthma, they will have diabetes, they will have kidney problem, they will have any form of thing you can name, they will have it. So whatever you have, Mr. Emefiele, please use those drugs you have been using before they caught you, so that you will be well to answer to some of those questions. This is Matters Arising, and my name is Ayo Oshipitan. Till I come your way on another edition.